Hey everyone, back again for another video. So today I want to talk about the cost of living and give you some tips and tricks on how to make a few extra dollars if you are having trouble with like groceries, anything that you have to pay for in your day-to-day life. So if you're like me and you're on EBT, like I'm on EBT, I get Social Security because I'm on disability. So I have quite an advantage that not everybody has, and I am so grateful for that. But I still have to deal with rising grocery prices. I have help paying my bills, but if you don't have the kind of help that I do, hopefully these tips and tricks will help you, because I am in a very fortunate situation that not a lot of people are in, and I acknowledge my blessings. I'm very grateful for that, and I can also acknowledge that not everybody has the blessings that I have. So if I can use my platform, if I can use my page to help bring you some blessings of your own, then I consider me doing my work that I need to do to help people over the course of my life and fulfilling my purpose. So something that you can do is you can apply for EBT, you can apply for food assistance, you can apply for Social Security. Like I know if you're on disability or if you're like an older person, you can. I don't know if there's any other types of things that you can be, that would apply to Social Security, but you can apply for like other types of welfare. And like, I know it's like a lot to apply. I don't know if the application has a fee, so do your research. And if they do have a fee, it might like depend on the state. I know not everybody has the time, so if you ever get the time, if you ever get any free time, you can definitely do that. I mean, the worst they can say is no, but who knows, maybe all it takes is for you applying, and maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised. You never know until you try. Another thing that you can do, if you have extra things that you don't use or need around the house, I don't think people really think about the fact that you can have yard sales. Like if you live in an apartment like I do, and you don't have like a front yard, like if you don't live in a house, you can, you would have to ask like whatever town, you would have to go to your town's or city's officials. But I know for my area, you have to have a license to be able to sell stuff like on the street if it's not like a yard sale. So if you go to your town's officials, if you need like a license, you can get that. If you have spare time, I don't think it would cost much. And you can go to like your local Main Street. You can go to like your local park and you can set up like a few tables. And like if you get all the permission you need, you have everything you need, you could set it up in your local park on your local Main Street where a lot of people are, and you can sell some of your things to make a few extra bucks. I know Facebook Marketplace is a good thing to sell things. I would always recommend, if you do go on Facebook Marketplace or any of those things, always meet in a public place. Like you can meet the person, like if you're not shipping it, if they're local, and you can just meet somewhere to like hand it to them. You can meet at a police station, you can probably meet at a fire station, or you can meet like at your local coffee shop, just somewhere where there's a lot of people. You obviously want to stay safe because you don't know who is out there on the internet, so you always want to do your research and make sure that you have like the things that you need to do it legally. And I know you don't need a license for Facebook Marketplace, but like you could go and sell stuff on eBay. I know you could sell stuff on Etsy. And I do know that, at least on Etsy, because I know someone who has an Etsy shop, that you have to do taxes with that in eBay. You have to include that in your taxes. I don't know if that applies to Facebook Marketplace, so always do your research. Another thing that you can do to make some extra cash is if you have extra clothes that don't fit, you don't want, or you don't need, or if you have kids and they grew out of the clothes and they no longer fit, you could go to resale stores. Like it's not just thrift stores that you can go to. I know that I used to work at like a nice resale store where you can sell your clothes and items. It doesn't just have to be clothes, at least not the one I worked at. Like they take all kinds of things and you can sell them to the store. And specifically the one I worked at, they hand you cash on the spot. Like they do hand you physical cash for it, like whatever they take. and they'll give you back anything that they don't want, or you can just give it to them and they'll throw it away. But you can like go to resale stores and, you know, like secondhand shops where you can sell clothes to, and you can get like a few extra dollars there. I know another thing, I've never done this before, so I don't really know much about it, so always do your own research. If you need to set up a GoFundMe, don't be afraid to do that, because there is no shame in that. There is no discrimination, there is no judgment, there is no condemnation. If that is something that you need to do for yourself, I don't really know how to go about that myself because I've never been on that site. But if that is something that you need to do, please don't feel shame in that. We're all struggling, and I know that if anybody can help out, throw you a few extra dollars, that you can make some money on that. I don't know if there's like certain guidelines for like the causes that you like. I don't know like what really goes into making a GoFundMe. So again, do your own research. It's just a recommendation that I'm doing. Another thing that my mom is helping me set up, I applied to Section 8 housing because I'm currently having help with my rent and my bills. And when I get into Section 8 housing, that's when I'm going to be paying for my rent and my bills on my own, because that's when I can afford it. And I know in my state of Connecticut, my mom is helping me by applying me to get help on paying my bills. Like I think it was with heating. Like they'll help you with paying certain bills, like heating, electricity, stuff like that. So she's applying me not only to Section 8 housing, but she's also applying me to programs where they can help you pay your bills. So I don't know if it's just a Connecticut thing. You would have to do your research for your state and your area. But if your state offers programs like that, you could also apply for that and maybe you'll get in. Also, you can apply for Section 8 housing. I know I'm on a 2-year waiting list, at least for one in like the next town over. It's the town that I grew up in that I love really much. So I applied for the town that I grew up in, and I applied for this town that I'm in now. I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to see which one I get into first. I know I want to live in the town that I grew up in because it's like nicer, and like I love their local Main Street. I used to go there all the time. I used to go there for like the coffee shops, food, the library. It was just like really nice there, and I want to live there again. But if I have to stay in the town that I'm in, that's why I also applied for the one in my town. It's not as nice as the town I grew up in, but I wouldn't really say it's a bad area. It's not a bad town. It's not as rich. It's not as, I don't know if you would say luxurious, but like it's not as rich as a town I grew up in. Like I did grow up in a very wealthy town with a lot of taxes, and especially like with the schools and everything was a lot nicer. So I want to go back to the town that I live in. And don't be afraid to apply for Section 8 housing. Again, I don't know what's going on with politics and all that kind of stuff, so definitely stay up to date about current events. Like see what applies to you in your area, in your state. But it's okay to apply for these programs. There is no shame in that. I don't personally know a lot about what goes into that, so because my mom is helping me by apply for that. I am very fortunate enough to have parents who are still willing to help me until I'm able to help myself, and I am so grateful for that. I know that not everybody has that, and I would like to acknowledge that. Not everybody has the blessings that I do. Not everybody has a family that loves them and is willing to help them out with these things, and that is heartbreaking, and that is not fair. I know that I have a lot of advantages and a lot of opportunities that not everyone has. And if I can use my blessings to help you possibly get some blessings of your own, then I want to help you do that, especially by making this video, just letting you know what kind of options are out there. So maybe you can apply and see if you get in to get you help with paying your bills, paying for groceries and stuff like that. This is going to be a shorter video. I hope this helps. I really hope that this does not come off the wrong way, especially with saying that I grew up with a lot of privilege. I don't mean to brag or anything. I don't mean that as like looking down on you. I'm not trying to say that I'm better. I do not think that I am above or better than anybody else. I just understand that I grew up with a lot of privileges that other people will probably never have. And I acknowledge that, and I do acknowledge that not everybody has what I have, and I am incredibly lucky. I'm incredibly grateful to have the system set in place that I do. And so I'm sharing tips and tricks on some of the systems that I have set in place, so maybe it can help you too. You never truly know until you apply. And the worst they can say is no, which will be a lot worse for many other people. And I acknowledge that. But maybe all it takes is you applying, and maybe the universe will sprinkle in some magic. We always have to have faith and trust in ourselves and in the universe, whatever deity, whatever God or being that speaks to you. Like, however, spirituality, religion, whatever that is, works for you. I'm not saying there's one right or wrong way to believe. It is personal with each of us, and however it works for you is okay. So if you don't believe in any God, if you're not spiritual at all, then maybe you can have faith and trust in yourself, because no one knows you better than you. And it's okay if you're not into religion and spirituality. I'm not saying you have to have that in order to like get into these programs. That's just my personal belief, so I wanted to share it. But that is not like talking down on anybody who is not like myself. And so yeah, I hope these tips and tricks help you. I hope that this does help people. I hope that people can find the time and the money, if they need to apply for these programs. And I hope that as many people get in as they can. I wish you all love and light. I wish you good luck on your journey. I wish all the best for everyone. And I hand this video directly over to Source Creator, to God, and to all of my heavenly spirit team members, so this video can get out to everybody who needs it. So hopefully it can help as many people as possible. I hand this video over, and I hand my channel over to Source Creator so they can get this video out to everybody who needs to see it and everybody who it can potentially help. I pray to God, and I pray to the universe, I pray to the divine, that everybody who sees this can find what they need to help themselves through this video. I pray that everybody who sees this video, it will serve them to their highest good in all the ways that it works best for them. And I pray for the highest best of everybody who sees this, as well as everybody who does not see this. I pray that everybody who needs to see this sees this, and I hope that it can help everybody who comes in contact with it. Amen.